Everyone, this is Tell the Truth Sports Radio. I'm your host, Ron Fitch, and I promise to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me. And that's going to be my intro from here on out. I'm going to tell you the truth. Let me break down Kansas City and Buffalo. We're going to talk about the NFL, and I'm going to have a small college football segment where I give praise to Arch Manning. But first, this was a game. And Buffalo punches them in the face like they usually do in the regular season. They came out, stormed out to the lead, running and passing. Nice pass to Dalton Kincaid for Josh Allen. And then Kansas City comes right back, and they score 10. Buffalo gets a touchdown. And Cook had 114 yards, and nobody's gotten 100 yards on Kansas City in a long time. And they shut down Mahomes. And whew, that second half, Mahomes drives, they get another field goal. What they're doing, they're not getting them in the end zone. And Pacheco not being there was big. Hunt was good, but Pacheco's that spark plug where you hand it to him, he might get you 10 or 20 because he just runs so hard. Hunt is a banger. He gets those 3rd and 1, 3rd and 3 yards. And he lost some explosiveness. And I'm going to give you the main reason why Kansas City could be a little bit of trouble. The Bills come right back down after shutting down a 4th down play for Mahomes, and they score right back. And they're up 28-13 going into the fourth quarter. And then the Chiefs get a stop and a touchdown. And this is where the game was won. The Bills stuffed Mahomes because they pressured him. He had to throw a long interception with 4:27 left. The Bills are driving because they get their first down because Cook is running up the middle. Cook caught a nice pass for a 2-yard gain on a crucial 3rd down to move chains. Buffalo misses the field goal with 27 seconds left, but by then it's too late. Kansas City's not driving down. They drove to the Buffalo 40, which I give them credit for, but they weren't scoring. And Buffalo beats Kansas City again. And this is the biggest reason why Buffalo won. They sacked Mahomes 3 times. They hurt him all game long. The tackles, both tackles on Kansas City was getting harassed. The guy, the hero of the football game is Joey Bosa. He had a sack, but he had hurries. He was hard to block. And even though their defense was decimated, they played inspired defense. Oliver, I wonder whenever he comes back, that's going to really help them. They played at home. The crowd was going crazy. And Kansas City couldn't get going. And another thing I loved about Buffalo, they dared Kansas City to go deep. You know why? They said, listen, we're putting enough pass rush on you where even if your receivers are open deep, you are not getting it to them. And then Mahomes has not connected deep. He's been throwing great balls down the middle. Kelsey's been doing pretty good. They're converting on 3rd down and short, 3rd and 10s, but they're not getting that deep ball. Well, you got Worthy and Rice, but they have to connect going forward, but their tackles have to be better. The guards are good. The center's solid. But the problem is the pressure that's getting around the ends for Mahomes is a problem. Now he's got shorter time to throw. And if the running game is not there, that's a problem. Another thing that Mahomes always does good, he's a great scrambler, especially with 3rd down. He always gets the 1st down to move the chains. Buffalo had 2 spies out there where they made sure he wasn't doing that. They took that away. They didn't take the deep ball away, which was there, but Mahomes had no time. When he's on his rear end, he's got no time to throw the deep ball. So credit to Buffalo. Can they do that in the playoffs? I like Kincaid and Shakur was solid. And Knox was good. He had a pass. Kincaid, Shakur, and Knox. And Cook catching screens out of the backfield. And Josh Allen running is their passing offense. Now, Kansas City did a good job of stopping Allen from running, but it didn't matter because Joey Bosa was so much better than everybody on the football field. He was the star of this game. Now, the next big game, the Colts didn't come to play against Pittsburgh, and they scored late, but I won't say they didn't take him serious, but it's just they were due for a clunker. This was a clunker. The Steelers offense didn't do enough for me to say, man, that was impressive. Because it was just, I could give you underwhelming offensive stats. And this is what upset Rodgers, which I love about Rodgers. They had 203 yards passing. Look at these passing yards. Austin, 56 yards. Washington, 43 yards. Gainwell, 35. Frymouth, 27. Metcalf, 6. And they're doubling Metcalf. See, the thing is, the Steelers were going to, if they have any thoughts of doing anything as far as even making the playoffs and winning a game in the postseason, they have to get a quality receiver to go along with Metcalf to open the door for Washington, which is doing better, and Frymouth, and Rodgers getting a little more time. The offensive line's a little better. The defense was surprisingly good. The defense is all over the place. They're great. They're terrible. I don't know what to make of them. Seattle is destroying Washington right now, 31-7. But what was the best game of the day was the Vikings and Lions. I watched that. And I'm going to tell you, J.J. McCarthy was kind of inaccurate, but he just kept fighting. And the Vikings had, which was big, they had the lead 17-14. And then they got the ball, scored again, up 10. That takes away a little bit of the running game. But what Brian Flores did, he completely sold out stopping the run. And then he confused Goff because his defense is tricky. His schemes are tricky. And you think they're going to come with a all-out blitz, and he backs away, and it's a 4-man rush, 3-man rush. And it's just, they did a good job of that. And now the Lions got down the field, but they didn't score. So it's 24-17. And the Lions come back. No, the Vikings scored a field goal after a block kick, which was big because the Lions didn't score 24-17 when they had the ball. Now the Lions scored late. Now they got time if they just get a stop. And McCarthy threw a terrific pass to end the game. And this is where I was blown away by the play that on third down, Jordan, where was this? Jalen Naylor, 16-yard pass, 3rd and 5, minute 41 left. And that sealed the game. And they were running the ball, and they knew Detroit had timeouts, and Detroit was going to get the ball back and maybe move it a little bit. And they got aggressive because they have their head coach and Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator. They have the best system. They don't have the best team, but that's coaching at a high level. And I respect the way they won the game. Now, I tell you, Denver won. Denver and Buffalo statistically are in the top 10 in passing and rushing as far as offense. It's all you need to know how good those teams are. Now, when it comes to the full NFL scale, Green Bay should have never, ever lost to Carolina. Carolina's having a good year, but, this is why I don't trust Green Bay. They'll play great one week and then tie Dallas and lose to Carolina another week. And you look at the playoff picture, Colts are still 7-2. The New England 7-2. New England Buffalo is going to be the game of the year. This is a great game, but Buffalo having to go to New England to win the division, stay the Kings of the East, that's going to be fun. Because Drake Mays is terrific. And they're playing good on both sides of the ball. And they got a great pass rush. And they beat up Buffalo. And Buffalo's a proud team. You saw that today. and they're 6-2, just sitting there looking to get home field throughout. Denver with a good pass rush against Kansas City coming up in 2 weeks. I don't know if Kansas City doesn't, if they don't shore that tackle position up, they're going to lose to Denver. That's going to be it. If the tackle position on Kansas City is shored up, they're the best team in the NFL with their defense, with Pacheco coming back, provided he comes back healthy, and the offensive weapons they have. But if those you can't have a good passing and running game when your tackles are not getting run over. And Denver has a good pass rush. And then resilient. Denver and Kansas City is going to be so good. Oh man, that is going to be great. And Jacksonville, their kicker, shout out to him, 68-yarder, breaks the record. Now the NFC, I believe, and this is risky, but I'm riding with the Rams in the Super Bowl. They got to beat the 49ers next week because Niners are 6-3 and the Rams are 6-2. So Stafford and company have to do what they have to do. Tampa and New England is going to be great because both it's an interconference game, but both teams need that win bad because Tampa wants to stay in. Tampa wants to be way ahead of Carolina. Carolina is in second place. Wow, 5-4, game out of the wild card spot. That's why the Lions and the Bears and the Vikings and Green Bay, you wonder if they'll just cannibalize each other where the division winner gets in and the last three really good teams don't make it because they just beat each other up. But the Niners and Rams is huge. Seattle, if they take care of business, and they're still up 31-7, and Darnold's playing well. If Seattle takes care of business, they're going to be in the hunt for the division. And that means the Niners and the Rams are going to, and Seattle's going to be fighting. They could cannibalize each other too. This is going to be very interesting because you have a very talented Minnesota team, the sixth slot in the wild card, but they're only a game out. And then Washington, if they lose, they're going to be done. But Washington's good enough to spoil team season. So this is why I love the NFL's in a good place right now. Now, college football, I just want to focus on one game. And that one game is Texas and Vanderbilt. I picked Vanderbilt because I thought that Pavia would just go off, and he went off late. But there were so many missed tackles early. First touchdown's a missed tackle when Wingo went 75 yards for a touchdown. And they're down 17, and they just look lost. It was 24-3, and then it got to 34-10, and it just looked like they were pushing. The 5-star athletes on both sides of the line of scrimmage for Texas was pushing the very talented, very well-coached 4-star players for Vanderbilt around. And Vanderbilt mounts a serious comeback where they scored the next 21 points, but by the time they scored late, they almost got the onside kick and they didn't. And Pavia ran out of time because he got good late. 27 of 38, 365, 3 touchdowns, but Manning was good. And his command, the way he threw the ball, because he's got a great arm. There was no tentativeness. He looked like he's starting to find himself. And Texas is going to need that because you got Texas A&M coming up. 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And, man, looking at Texas' schedule, at Georgia, the 15th of November. Arkansas, they should win. Texas A&M at home, the 28th, with maybe the playoffs on the line. And then not only is it the SEC so much better. The Big Ten's got a couple really good teams up top. Indiana, Ohio State, they're really good. But there's a drop-off. Michigan's solid, but there's a huge drop-off. SEC's ridiculous because you're going to have a lot of teams with their heart broken. If you're the SEC, you got to hope Notre Dame loses another game. But even, you know, even if Notre Dame wins out, I wonder if because of their lack of strength of schedule and losing to Texas A&M, if it comes out Texas A&M, but Texas A&M probably will get in anyway. But just look at the SEC for a minute. Texas A&M 5-0, Alabama ranked 4, Texas A&M 3, Mississippi 5-1 7, Georgia number 5 5-1, Texas number 13, Oklahoma 3-2 with a big time win over Tennessee. Vanderbilt still in it. Missouri with a big game coming up against Texas A&M at home. If they win, they're in business. Tennessee's kind of have it because of the goofy endings they've had. And hey, look at that. You have 8 teams that are in the playoff hunt. And with the Big Ten, it's a one of them possible. Probably 2. Indiana, Ohio State will be in whether no matter what they do the regular season. And then the rest of the conferences, the ACC, Miami's no good. I never liked Beck. ACC might not get any. If you're not ranked in the top 12, ACC might have ACC winner, and you don't get any, and they don't deserve any. I'm a closet SMU fan because of Thaddeus Matula, the director for the Pony Express. So I always hope they get in because that's my guy. But Clemson not being good hurts. And then the Big 12 is good. Big 12's got some solid teams. Utah's good. They're going to have Big 12's going to have a team in there, maybe a second. And that's it, because you're going to have a lot of SEC teams deserving because they're the best conference in football. And that's the truth.